he goes. Hey, everybody.
Hi.
What's up?
Do you want to introduce yourself first?
So, my name's Christopher Scott Stilson. I'm a psychic medium from Myron, New York. And then this is...
Christy Forsyth with Clarity by Christy, and I call myself a soul therapist. I bring together my background as a licensed mental health counselor, a life coach, and psychic medium. I'm a psychic medium, so I bring all of that together to help people to live their best life.
Yes, and she's absolutely amazing, you guys. Absolutely amazing.
And so is Chris. We refer to each other all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we I'm sorry.
I'm just going to acknowledge the camera situation.
Yes.
Because it's a little awkward.
It is very awkward. So we have 2 cameras on us now. We're trying 2 cameras, so that way we can be on my page and her page at the same time. For some reason, whenever we try to tag each other things, when we're on her page, we'll try tagging my page to connect it, or whenever I'm on my page, we try tagging hers. It just does not want to work the proper way. So we are now on both at the same time.
Right, so we might break the internet. It
Yeah.
could happen, but and if our eyes look a little wonky and you're not sure where we're looking, that's why.
Yeah,
if you guys could see our setup right now.
We'll be going back and forth. Maybe after we're done, I'll take a picture of it and like post it of what the camera setup kind of looks like.
Yes,
So
we
that way you
should.
guys can totally see this.
Because it's like clever. We're really clever.
Yeah.
We set this up, but it's a little awkward.
Yeah,
so.
we're totally badass though. Like,
And
look
we've
at
got
us.
some bubbly water here today.
Yes. Oh
Chris
god,
has
yes.
his.
Definitely. Definitely.
Take a sip because I can feel the energy already flowing through me.
Oh god.
Did you guys ever notice, this is something Chris and I, at least I think you do, drink a ton of water during our readings because whenever energy is flowing through you, you're going to be dehydrated.
Yes.
Thirsty.
Yes, all the time. And it's
Yeah.
like whenever I feel spirit around me and stuff, I get like very antsy, and I feel like my water is my grounding thing too. So I drink so much water to ground myself while I'm doing readings, so that way I can feel myself kind of feeling more collected.
Yeah.
Because if I don't, I'm going to pee my pants. You know what I mean? Like I'm just gonna pee everywhere. So
Everywhere. Make sure you guys say hi too. We try to respond. Again, we're going live in 2 places.
yes,
I feel like this has never been done before.
I-
This is groundbreaking stuff right here.
it's really, and it's very weird because I'm like looking here and I'm looking here. So I will let you guys know we
I'm
have 2
not
cameras.
looking at either. I'm like looking in the middle.
Should I try doing that?
I don't know.
I don't know. What do I look like?
How do we
Somebody
look? Tell us how we look.
Screenshot us and like send it to us. Screenshot a picture and send it to us.
Literally every time that it's like the freeze frame, I'm always in the most awkward
Don't you
position.
hate that?
It's like
Don't you hate that? Because you go back and you're like scrolling through your posts and there it is of
Yeah.
you like you're blowing your nose or like laughing backwards. You know what I mean?
Yes. Hi Jen. Jen says hi.
Hello.
Hi Melissa.
Hi, buddy. So, first of all, we were having like technically a little business meeting
We
beforehand.
did.
So
we
we
did
do
some
have
business.
we do have some ideas coming up for a lot of other videos and stuff too, and some fun things.
Lori
That's a
says
plus.
we look great. Thank you,
Oh,
Lori.
thank
Hi
you.
Jody.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But that's not the topic of this video, I guess, of us going
Wait,
crazy.
wait. Let's let him tell us how great we look.
Yes.
Can
Come
we take
on.
a minute
Yes,
just for that?
please
Just
do
kidding.
so.
What are we talking about today, Chris?
Oh, we're talking about how animals can be spirit guides and all of that fun stuff of spirit animals actually connecting with us and spirit.
Yeah, that's fun. So the way that I started to connect with animals as guides is one of the ways that when my gifts opened back up for me is I started to see auras, like physical auras around people, right? So I started to be able to see that, and then all of a sudden, like these little animals would pop out from the aura, and so that was part of how my gift grew and how it expanded. As I started to see animals with people, and that became kind of my thing. Like, oh, I see this animal with you, and it symbolizes this, and it was one of the ways that I read when I was first connecting
Yeah.
in that way.
And I always feel like animals have the most purest energy.
They do.
So when it comes to like any type of animal, either within spirit and signs or in the physical world, empaths love to be around animals because, and they're so sensitive to animals because of that energy to it, and how when we pet animals and stuff, we kind of calm ourselves down and things like that too because of how their energy is. It's like we're like literally sucking the energy out of these animals. It doesn't hurt them or anything like that, but there's sometimes where I just like pet my dog and I'm just like, yeah, give me your energy.
Chris is constantly stroking his dog. It's really awkward.
Awkward, yeah. So I just love it because it actually puts me in this
it does.
really good
It
mood.
calms you down, right? Well, there are studies that prove that animals help to balance us.
Yes.
And, to bring us to a state of calm and peace.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And what I really think about animals too is because of how sensitive they are, they come as, first of all, they come as signs from spirit too. So it depends on what spirit wants to talk about in a reading of mine. Like if I see a certain animal, like if I see a fox, like not a fox, fox are mine, sorry. If I see a wolf, for instance, in a reading, and it's not like an actual fox, it's a spirit fox, it's usually meaning that you need to have some more leadership in your life. Maybe you need to take a little bit more control or be like the pack leader type situation, to kind of get yourself more strong about that stuff too. And then in the physical world, for instance, if you see, I think both of our power animal, our spirit animal is a fox, correct? So we both have
how about
foxes.
that? How funny is that?
I love it. I do. I love it.
He always puts a little fox in his messages and
Yes.
stuff. And
Yeah,
and
I
have
love
a fox
foxes.
too. I do too. So they can be present, and I don't know if this was your point. I already forgot. They can be present both like in spirit or an animal that physically crosses your path.
Yes.
Right? So you don't have to see, be able to have visions, psychic visions, to connect with animal spirit guides.
You can definitely just end up walking down the street and one passes you, awkwardly passes you, and that's your sign from either spirit or a sign from just this animal saying, this is what I need you to do, or this is how this needs to help you. What I really like is familiars. So familiars are absolutely wonderful. And if you don't know what a familiar is, usually in a quote-unquote Wiccan religion type situation, that's where you see the word familiar more. But a familiar is actually just an animal that comes in your life to help you through any spiritual practice, whether it's psychic medium abilities, whether it is Wiccan abilities, or whatever you want to connect it with, but it's all, they're here to help you with spiritual connection. My cat, I don't know if I ever told you the story. I have this great cat named Zen. I love all animals, don't get me wrong, I do love all animals, but I never wanted a cat. I have OCD, I hate cat litter boxes, hate them. Well, this cat literally walked in my back door one day.
I remember that day, yeah.
And never left. Never left. I left the door open, I was like, I can't have you, I love you, but you have to leave. Never left my house, and that cat is still with me today. Like, you know, and I feel like that was my familiar, because I was actually trying to grow myself into a more spiritual person than I am now. So I feel like he kind of came along saying, okay, I'm here to help you, what do I need to do?
Right. So he brings with him a particular energy, or they bring with them a particular energy that's helpful to you in some way.
Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, I know like people use horses a lot to measure like truth, and because they say that horses like just know if you're being genuine or not, and they use those for therapy and all of that stuff. And so horses can kind of bring in that energy into your life to help you to be like a human bullshit detector.
Yeah.
Like I kind of know if I see a horse with somebody that's like a quality that they have.
Yeah.
You know, because the horse energy is helping them with that. Why is my internet connection low?
Mine's doing it too.
Oh, this Wi-Fi here.
Poop.
Yeah. We'll just keep going because it's recording.
Let's
so
see what happens.
We'll see.
I think last time it recorded too, and it like didn't jump
I don't know why it does this. We'll just see how it is. Let's fill it with some stuff that until it comes back.
What should we talk about?
Hey, can you guys hear us or no?
Can you guys pop up if you guys are still here?
Say hey.
Hello, darlings.
Because I don't want to talk about important stuff for the people that are watching live.
Yes.
If we're, I know this is recording, so it'll be available.
Hopefully, Oh, someone's popped up already. Someone just liked it on mine.
Okay.
So I don't know if people are here still. If you guys are here, please give me a thumbs up. We're having some technical difficulties right now. So please thumbs up if you guys are still here.
Oh God, this is awkward.
It is very weird. This is like, what, the second time this has ever happened to us?
Well, it happens sometimes, especially if the energy gets surging, and I guess that's something like it seems to happen whenever like I get into a flow or we get into a flow, whenever there's big surges of energy,
Yeah.
and then it seems to impact it. And
we're
I
connected
found.
again. Okay, we're back live, you guys.
Okay. Oh yeah, good.
We're
Okay.
back live.
Yeah, we don't know if you guys heard us, so we just filled that with
Random
non-important
nonsense, I
things.
should say.
Because it cut out. So
Yeah.
Darcy said, anyone else having a poor connection? Yes, we are.
Okay, sorry you guys, we're back.
Yeah.
We're back. Welcome, welcome. Now where were we?
I don't know.
Shit.
You know, I think that so animals, like I said, they can show up in spirit, they can show up in person, and so people will say like animals are around all the time. How do you know that this is a sign for me? How do you know that this is something that that's a message for me? And I think that the way that you show, like you said, maybe they're awkwardly stumbling in front of you or something, but like it'll seem out of the ordinary in some way, shape, or form. So it could be an out of the ordinary animal that you wouldn't typically see in that area, or that's more rare. It could be an animal that it kind of crosses on your pet. Like I've had animals come up and like stand right next to me, or stand right next to my foot, or be on my foot, or whatever. So if an animal is acting kind of funny, like I had a chipmunk do that, and there's chipmunks everywhere, but the way that it came up to my foot, I knew, oh, okay, this is supposed to be a sign for me. And I had a fox do that one time, like come right up and rub against my leg. That was a little weird.
Yeah. I've been like, excuse me?
Right, so it can be stuff that you might typically see, but it'll act differently in some way, or you'll get a ton of it. So you might, maybe a deer, like maybe you see a lot of deer, but after a certain point, after they're showing up over and over and over again, maybe you're seeing pictures of deer and actual deer are showing up and all of this stuff, then suddenly it becomes clear like, oh, this is a sign. This is supposed to mean something to me.
Yeah, and with that too, dreams. If animals are popping up in your dreams, there's always a significant like thing about that too. Just because I always tell people when you're dreaming, you're connecting to a subconscious mind, which is allowing you to connect with spirit and things like that too. So what you need to do and what you need to understand is certain dreams will do certain things to kind of show you. So if you're dreaming about a certain animal like every night or every other night or whatever, there's a reason for that. Another thing, though, too, is that when you do get signs, and people ask me all the time, Chris, how the hell do I know if this is a goddamn sign, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, listen, it depends on how you feel, too.
Yeah.
Like, I understand that signs can just pop up in front of you and whatnot, and you could be like, oh, a penny's a penny, or this, that, and the other thing. But when you see this sign, or you see something that's going on, how do you feel about it? Like, do you feel like it's just a penny, or do you actually feel like that's a sign from somebody? I always tell you to use your intuition to connect into what that sign is. So, with animals, if you're connecting with a certain animal, and you're getting a vibration saying this might be a sign for me, or this might be an animal that's trying to help me as a familiar, things like that, you're just getting that vibration, that intuition to allow you to know this is what's happening. Spirit's always trying to tell you everything.
Right. So we get a lot of signs, so don't feel like you're overdoing it or anything like that. If it feels like a sign, I would say chances are it probably is. You know, if it feels different in some way, if it just, you have a feeling in your body. You know, I kind of have this feeling that helps me to know that something's a sign.
Yes.
And it's hard for me to put into words, but I just feel it in my body. At that point, I'm like, oh, okay, so I need to pay more attention to this. And then Darcy's asking, do you ever know what the sign is? And I think what she means is like, how do you interpret that, right? So let's say you have something, an animal that has crossed your path, and then you feel like it is a sign, like we've established that. So then what the hell does it mean? Like, how do you interpret that? And, you know, for me, I always say start with what, like where from your frame of reference, you know, what does that animal mean to you? What kind of things do you connect with that animal, or any sign really? What do you connect with that? Because that's going to be probably the best answer that you can get from that. And then beyond that, I always say start there. That's really important. But then after you've started with that, then you can go look that up, you know, deer as a spirit animal, deer as a sign, and just kind of see what comes up and what connects for you and what resonates with you.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's how I do it. Is that how you do it too?
Well, exactly. Pretty much, yes. We all have this thing, all psychic mediums have this thing called a psychic dictionary. So what happens is mentally, it's not like a real dictionary. I'm not going to pull this book out and be like, this is a psychic dictionary. A psychic dictionary is actually a mental thing that show us images that connect with our life, what represents things in our life, and then next to that image, mentally in our head, it says what this image means. So like with animals per se, like for instance, just to backtrack away from let's get away from the animal for a second. So if I see Winnie the Pooh holding a red, blue, green balloon, that's my sign for someone's birthday, because when I was a baby, my mom had my whole room as Winnie the Pooh, and then balloons always remind me of birthdays. So I always think of birthdays when I see Winnie the Pooh holding a red, blue, green balloon. So, isn't that cute?
Yes, but I want to tell you what I think of with Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, Lord, okay.
So everybody's interpretation is different,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So I always just think about how it's weird he doesn't wear pants. So if that showed up, I would probably wonder if that person walked around their house and didn't wear pants.
Yeah. I mean, I could see that. I could definitely see that.
So they probably wouldn't use that as a symbol for me, is the point.
Yeah. Usually if I see people that walk around their boxers, like spirits like to walk around their boxers, they'll show me them walking around in their boxers. It's very weird. Like, I don't remember my readings well, but only significant things. And I remember this one time I was sitting in someone's kitchen doing a reading, and this person just walked by me with their boxers on, went right to the fridge, and I said, "Oh my God." And I described, and they're like, "Yup." Like, that's what it was.
Oh no,
God,
we lost it
disconnected
again. They don't want us to talk about
boxers, I
know.
Why? What's that?
Going on?
Oh gosh, this is getting crazy.
I don't want to like talk.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Have people miss something that are watching live, because we have a lot of people watching live. How was your day? How was your day today?
It was good. It was actually very. It was busy, but it wasn't busy. I should say. Like
busy but wasn't busy.
Yeah, like it was very like back to back with things, but at the same time I had like gaps in between where I was like, okay, you know what? Let me just breathe for a second.
I think that's nice to balance it. I've been trying to do a little bit more of that, and because I've been trying to make more videos for you guys too. So you gotta make a little time for that. I know you make a lot of videos too.
Yeah, and well, I've been trying to. My problem is that I've been getting so busy with helping my family and with just work in general. I've been trying to connect more with the people. Like, I've been trying to make more posts on Facebook and more videos to connect more people. I feel like what's happening is I'm just doing readings and stuff right now, and I'm just like, I feel so bad. My Sacred Amethyst family needs me, and I'm not there.
Well, that's it. It's like, and that's the point of us doing the videos. Is to be able to help more people in more ways. You know, not everybody's going to come in to see us, but you guys are going to get something from this video, you know? And
something when it comes back.
We're expanding. Hopefully we come back live.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we should just talk. And
there we go. We're back live
You're
now.
back. Oh, there we go.
Back.
Okay. You guys, we're sorry.
I'm so sorry. We do not know what's happening. Whenever we're together, there's some energy around.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
Everything happens when we're together. Things fall off walls.
Energy just shuts stuff down sometimes,
Yes.
you know? We were talking about boxer shorts and
Talk about Winnie the Pooh
pantless
boxers.
Winnie the Pooh and all of that. So maybe they don't want us to talk about that.
Yes, so maybe we'll just stop talking about that part, you know.
So anyway, we're talking about your symbol base, right?
Yes.
And so you're gonna draw from your own symbol base. And Chris is talking about the psychic dictionary, but we all kind of have that. We all have our own symbol base that we can pull from. And I noticed that Lori commented too, that she asks herself, what was I thinking about, or what was I doing at the time that this animal crossed my path? And I think that's really important, you know, because if you're like asking the universe, like, tell me what I need to know about this situation, and you get this cool ass animal that crosses your path, and it has, you know, when you, it connects in some way with an answer for you, probably follow that answer.
Definitely,
you know?
Yes. And the thing though is too is that you have to be very like, I love that. I love when you want to stop and think about like what you were doing at the time. But be very careful, because some people ask questions like in the morning and saying like what's happening, what's going on in my life, and then something happens later. Because sometimes spirit doesn't like to send the signs right away.
Right.
So when it comes to that, I completely agree. I completely agree with that. Like, think about what you're doing, because it might be the sign for it there. But also, make sure you think about what you did that day to pretty much just say, what was I doing this morning? Did I ask a question? Did I ask for a sign? Did I want something? And see if it connects with that too, because spirit does not at all like to work with you fully all the time.
No.
I mean, they do.
They give you breadcrumbs, right? I always say that. They don't
Yes.
give you the whole answer. They give you breadcrumbs leading to the answer. And that's a really different thing.
Yeah.
Because we don't get all the answers. I think like we have free will, and they want us to kind of navigate this stuff. And if we had all the answers and we could just instantly connect, there would be no point.
Definitely.
Right? We're here to kind of figure things out. And so we have to just allow ourselves to explore that and be open and and also, by the way, if you're asking for signs and you're getting them back to back to back to back and you're ignoring them because you don't like the answer, they're gonna slow down. Don't do that.
God, no. Listen, honey,
I've done it, been there.
Yes. And the thing though is when it comes to Spirit has always told me, Spirit will help those who don't help themselves. And that's the reason why they leave us the breadcrumbs that Christy's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have to work for what we want. Spirit's not going to be like, here it is. This is what you're asking for. Here's $1 million. Here's your life. Here's your mansion. Here's this. Here's that. They want us to work because we have to learn from that process, learn into that process.
That's what we're here to do.
Yeah. So what they're doing is they're dropping those little breadcrumbs and saying, here you go. Here you go. You're getting close. You're doing good. They're pretty much dangling whatever they want in
I
our
would say
face.
it's like stickers from the universe.
Yes.
Right? It's like a giant sticker chart where we earn stuff.
Yes, definitely.
So sometimes, and a lot of times, the signs really are just like, we're here, we're supporting you, and we like what you're doing, or good job there. Here's your sticker.
Yes. Yeah, it's like the little rewards that matter, things like that. But that's the thing is all signs are different, and especially with animals are very different signs. They have all different meanings. Sometimes I don't know all of them. Sometimes Spirit doesn't tell me like this is what exactly means, because being clairvoyant, it's like a puzzle you have to put inside your all together. So it's very hard to. So I have to look things up and kind of say, what does this mean to me? Could it refer to what it means online, or is this different?
Right.
So you just want to go with whatever you're feeling towards that sign from Spirit, whatever animal it is, and whatever you kind of feel towards it. And you also have to think about the environment too. When it comes to the environment, it could be the sign from. It could be a sign from whatever animal it is. But also think about the environment they're in too, because there could be a sign from the environment that it is. So if you see penguins everywhere, your penguin could be that sign for you, or it could be the fact that there's something about something like hell freezing over, or whatever,
right.
Things like that too. So it could also be the sign of the environment of that animal's in too. It's really, signs are just weird.
Yeah. I mean, also I really like penguins.
You do?
Yes, I just think they're so cute. So if one showed up, I would also just be really happy about it. And that would be a way that my guides would make me happy. Any animal, really.
Yeah.
They will put on my path to make me happy.
Well, here you want to know a fun fact about penguins? Yeah. So my sister Heaven and I, we were sitting there in the living room, and she was reading something about a fun fact about penguins.
Uh-huh.
So when there's gay penguins, they'll steal eggs from straight penguins and raise it as their own.
Oh my God,
isn't that cute?
That makes me like them even better. I mean, it's not nice to steal.
Isn't that cute?
But maybe they ask permission and we just don't understand their language.
Yeah. Hi, I can't make a baby of my own. Can I just take yours? Thank you.
I'm going to go with that. Wow. This is taking some awkward.
I know. I don't know.
Strange directions here today.
We just talked about some penguins.
So how can you use animals? Because I think one of the ways that I do that is I like to call in the energy of the angels. So if I have a particular goal that I'm working on, or something that I really want to grow, I might choose an animal that has the energy that I'm looking for and invite it into my energy field, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So,
for example, wolves, like I said, they're more leader of the pack type situation. So if you feel like you need some leader energy and you don't want to work with angelic energy either, because sometimes people work really well with angels. Some people work really well with animals. It depends on your preference, to be honest.
Whatever you're called to.
Definitely.
Or both.
Yeah. So when you want leader energy, you just say, I need a wolf energy here to help me, to guide me. And you can call them into your aura, and you can just say, I just need some help. And you'll feel that kind of leadership energy, that pack leader energy. And
Or if you need, like, if you're having a situation that's tough with your kids and you're needing to defend your kids or advocate for your kids and you're needing a little bit of that mama bear energy to kick in, invite that bear energy to come in.
Yes.
If you're needing to steal eggs, invite that gay penguin
Be a
energy
gay
in.
penguin.
Whatever you need.
Hashtag gay penguin. That's the one of this one. That's
Hashtag gay penguin.
I love it. Love it. But yeah, like you can just call any energy in that you want to from that type of situation. We all have, and the other thing too is that we all have power animals, which is like it's like a spirit guide that's actually an animal, and then we have our spirit guide. So we have two sets. We have a primary spirit guide, and we have these I call babysitters. Lord, don't even get me started with that. And so we have our primary spirit guide, and then I call them babysitters.
You have to explain more.
Okay, so I'll explain more.
Wait, he will. I think he's getting into it. Sorry.
So Anna's my spirit guide. I've connected to her since I was 4 years old. Absolutely love her. But I found out when I was younger from spirits that our spirit guides don't like to be around us all the time. They like to take breaks, and they're allowed to. They are allowed to. So when they go take breaks, they'll send another spirit guide down to watch us. So I was sleeping one night and Anna wasn't there, and I woke up to someone standing in my room.
That's the worst. The first time that you realized that.
Yeah, and I'm just like, who is this? I've never met you before. And
has anyone else ever had that?
Yeah, have you guys ever had that happen?
Because that's crazy. I think we should just keep going.
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the internet, you guys. But yeah, so anyway, so with that being said, we have our primary power animals too, where we connect more with. Like I said, mine's a fox, and yours is a fox too. Mm-hmm. So yours is a fox too, mine's a fox, and then we have our primary spirit guides that are actual spirits. We're back on, good. Guys, we don't know what's going on, to be honest.
Sorry.
We are so sorry. It's just so convoluted.
Keep losing the stream, I know. We're sorry.
But...
Yeah,
primary spirit animals and spirit guides, all of that.
Right, so those can switch out, and so all of a sudden you can notice that you have a new animal in your energy field. Or maybe you don't. I guess a lot of people don't do that like we do necessarily. But you might have us tell you, or you might just feel all of a sudden more signs coming up that are connected with a particular animal, and that might show you that you're working on a particular energy that's showing up for you.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I think that, too, is... for example, too, with what we were discussing with the signs and stuff, too, and for the mama bear situation, too. Mm-hmm. So if you do end up seeing bears everywhere, it's probably a time for you to be more protective of a certain situation in your life, you know, things like that. So that's probably a good way to look at a sign, to be honest.
Yeah. So, and you guys see how you interpret it different ways. Mm-hmm. So, you know, you just kind of have to feel it out and trust and listen to your intuition with that.
Definitely. And I think that with that being said too, animals are, like I said, they're so sensitive, they're so creative, they're different. They are different. And it's always good to connect with, how am I supposed to explain this? It's always good to connect with your animals if you have animals, but also protect them and treat them as if they're human just like we are. Because I know that there's some people out there that love and, you know, cherish their animals, but there's some people out there that are just, their animals are just there to be animals. You understand what I mean? Like, they're just caged or whatever they want to be.
Yeah.
You know, even if it's a bird, let the bird out of its cage for a little bit. You know, their souls are just like ours. We connect with them. Yeah. And it's okay to kind of let them be free a little bit and kind of open up to new... to expand on new connections and treating them just like they're your babies. I sleep with, my dog sleeps at the end of my bed all the time. And then when I'm up in the morning, I let him right outside to go potty right after I go. And then, obviously, I go in a bathroom, not outside. And then I get coffee and I let him back in, and then we sit down and we cuddle up together and have coffee. You know, we just do all this stuff because this is the relationship I have with my animals and want to have with my animals.
You know, and I think like the standard that we all need to work on holding for ourselves is to hold love for animals, for the animals in our life, for the animals around us, to hold love for the earth, and to hold love for each other.
Definitely.
I mean, ideally, we want to live in this energy of love, and you can't be treating an animal poorly and still holding it in love. Like, it just doesn't work. So just
and
kindness and love, you know?
Excuse me. Yeah, and the thing though is too with that, you know, animals always have all that love for us, just like how you explained. They always have
So
all
beautiful.
this love for us. Even if we do something wrong to these animals, they are always going to love us. They're always going to be, cherish us and, we're the people that they look up to. So it is sad when people, treat their animals wrong or terrible because this animal's always going to still love that person.
Right.
And they're trying to give you that good energy while you're giving them this shit, and we don't need that.
Yeah. So learn from, your animals. Let them show you the way to share love with the world.
Definitely.
I think that's really powerful.
Yes. And you guys all know I have my dog, I have my 2 cats, and you guys know my hairless cat. You guys see him on videos all the time. Have you ever noticed all those?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Did you see the other day when I was doing a tarot reading. No, not tarot reading. I was talking about I did a video on how I work as a psychic medium. And the whole time he was like climbing up my china cabinet and then jumping off onto the table right in front of the camera. And climbing back up it and like jumping off the table and jumping onto the table. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, oh, I love you, but Lord, right now. And it's only when I start doing
He
videos.
just wants some attention too.
Yeah.
You should have brought him.
He wants to be a star. That's what it is. Yeah, have him just run around everywhere else. Everything else is
Just
broken.
have him hang out at the office.
Yeah, everything else is just broken. But
Well, I think
we're
that's
good right now.
What do you guys think? Does anybody have questions or anything before we wrap up?
Yeah, anyone have any questions that pop up? Anything that you guys want to talk about? I can check on mine because you guys are a little farther away. I can't see anything. Okay.
See if anything has come up.
Sheila said, Thoth is sweet, innocent baby. Right. Right, Sheila.
Is that the hairless cat's name?
Yeah, Thoth. That's the ancient Egypt god of knowledge.
Let's see.
I named him Thoth because he has that spot on the top of his head. Mm-hmm. So that's my name of Thoth.
That's cute. Let's see. John says, I had this beautiful, huge moth show up a few days ago, and it's been making its home on my front porch. So that I see it when I leave and I come back. What could this mean or be? A moth. Ooh, whoops. I moved the comments away. Technology.
A moth.
What do you make of a moth?
A moth, moths are similar to a butterfly. Mm-hmm. So a butterfly always symbolizes change for me, that there's changes coming up, there's things that are happening. But obviously a moth also has a different kind of connection with things. I wouldn't know personally, I don't have anything in a psychic dictionary about moth.
Yeah, I would maybe ask yourself what that means for you. Do you tie that to transformation like a butterfly would be? Do you tie it to it eating your clothes?
Yeah, what is it doing?
That's my first association with a moth.
Eating its clothes.
Is eating clothes.
What is it doing on your porch? Think about it that way. What is it doing? Is there something? Is it making a home? Is it trying to protect your home? Is there a time where you should be, protecting and connecting in that way?
And he spoke about it lovingly, so it feels like he has a positive connection with it. But
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So and that's perfect because anything and everything can be an animal sign. Like snakes, people freak out about it, but that's probably a sign,
yes.
if it's crossing your path.
Oh Lord, yeah.
And spiders,
Yeah, I had real quick before we leave. So my fiance and I, we were sleeping one night, and obviously when spirit wakes me up, they wake me up. So I woke up in the middle of the night, and I look up, and his grandma's standing at the end of the bed, and she just goes, shh. I'm like, okay. So then
I would run.
My life.
Grandma or not.
My life. Well, so
I don't experience it in the same way as Chris.
She doesn't. So
Thank God.
So I'm laying there in bed and I fall to sleep, and all of a sudden Michael's screaming. And he's like, get a paper towel, get a paper towel, get a paper towel. So I'm running to the bathroom, and I'm grabbing a paper towel, and I run back into the bedroom, and I'm like, what's wrong? And he goes, spider on my face, spider on my face, spider on my face. And I was like, oh my God, did she just throw a spiritual spider on Michael's face while he was sleeping? Grandma. And that's what she did.
Grandma!
But it was a sign because spiders are a symbol to me that spiders weave webs, and that is your life. And when you're weaving your web wrong, you can ruin your life.
Right.
You have to weave your web a proper way. And he was having some difficulty in life right there. So she was sending him a spider on his face while he was sleeping, saying, weave your web correctly. Should I say that 12 times fast? Weave your web correctly. And just kind of get your life into order. She was telling him to do that, and that's what happened, you guys. So there's an example right there. So
Dude,
if your
I hope my
grandma's
grandma never throws a spiritual spider on my face.
Listen.
I like them, but I don't want it on my face.
They do a lot of weird shit. Spirits do. I've had spirits shake my bed. We'll talk about that at a different time. But
yeah. Well, we'll talk about weird experiences. We should do that for a video.
should definitely. We'll talk about spiritual experiences.
We lead weird lives.
Oh God.
Very weird lives.
We should just. Literally, if you guys had a camera on us all the time, you would understand. Spiritual, like, I'm not saying that anyone doesn't have a weird life, but spiritual people with the signs and stuff and what spirit does is just crazy.
It is crazy.
It's just crazy.
It is crazy. So we'll have to do a video on that if you guys want.
Definitely.
Let us know what you think.
Definitely.
All right. Well, make sure if you guys are watching on the replay that you say that you're watching on the replay. I always love to hear from everybody. I always love to know who's watching the videos. Make sure you like. And if these resonated for you guys, make sure that you share the video or tag somebody that you think would benefit from watching the video.
Definitely. And leave comments below that you experienced anything with animals before too.
Yeah. If you want to learn more about me, you can check me out at discoveryourawakening.com.
And if you want to learn more about me, I only have a Facebook page right now, and it's Psychic Medium Christopher Scott Stilson.
And you have a group. He has a great group.
I have a group. Too. We're trying to start. I'm trying to start it up a little bit more. That kind of like got pushed towards the back when everything else was happening. So if you guys go on Facebook and you type up Sacred Amethyst Family, there's a group on there where you can all connect with that. That's where I just want people just to connect with each other because we're all a family. So.
Yep. And my group is called It's a Magical Life with Christy Forsyth. So if you want to go in there
and
talk about your magic that you have going on. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching today. We're going to be back with another video much sooner than the gap that we've had in between this and our last video.
It's been busy.
Yeah.
So you guys have fun.
Thanks, guys. Take care. Bye.